What's going on, everybody? Rich here from USA Medical Supply, and we're behind the scenes with my service manager Andre on a vehicle lift that was installed about how long ago?
17 years ago.
17 years ago, an old model. It was broken down when it came here. Can you explain what was wrong with this? I know you guys spent an extensive amount of time on it trying to figure it out, and what was the outcome, and maybe some tips for people out there when they are purchasing a vehicle lift, whether it's through us or anybody else. What types of weight capacities are we looking at? So I'll let you handle it from here, Andre.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
this is really one of the I'd say biggest duty ones, because this is very heavy. This is a Pride Quantum, and this runs close to 300 pounds, and the lift says a sticker that has the capacity of 350 pounds. And I am sure when we installed this 17 years ago, this was perfectly fine, but this is why we emphasize that you should never go really close to the capacities, either with stair lifts, either with wheelchairs or with vehicle lifts, things like that, because over time, and this is 17 years of use and everything is fine, but you'll see how when it comes out, it starts to tip. So you see how it has that little click.
Oh, yeah.
So look from the side there and see how much this is tipping, because it's flexing so much because this is so heavy. And on here on this side, you can see the sticker says 350 pounds max. This is, I'd say, around 300 with the batteries. But it was perfectly fine in the beginning. But now look, when we go in, it's gonna get close to the rollers and it's gonna stop.
Yep.
And doesn't want to go in further. That's it. I have to give it a nudge to get it back inside. So now it goes in. But this is the 300 pounds plus, so you have to be pretty I guess able to do that to get inside. But see how when it gets off the rollers, it starts to flex. So this is just the normal wear and tear, because it's so close to the weight capacity, the max pad, right? It's like, 350, this is just 300, still have 50 pounds. Well, that's still very close. That's why we advise people, like, don't go close. Like if let's say that they weigh 280 pounds and they jump on a stair lift that's rated for 300 pounds, that's very close.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with these guys. If you have a wheelchair that's one of these heavy duty ones that has to, you also have to have a vehicle lift that supports it. And this did support it, because you'd say like, well, why did you guys install it? You can see that it says 350, and it was fine for 17 years, right? But with time, and this is one of the ones that lasted, I'd say, a lot longer than usually. If you nowadays, if you get something this close to the capacity, I think it's going to wear out a lot faster.
Uh-huh.
So that's why it's good to stay away, keep a buffer as much as you can, from that top capacity. So that's one of those cases.
17 years is a long lifespan for anything, especially a vehicle lift like this. So
yeah.
I think the final outcome with the customer was that he plans on getting a brand new vehicle lift.
That's right. Yeah, brand new vehicle lift. He's going to look into maybe a different style if that works out. Maybe the one with an arm, or they're looking at maybe a different car too. But yeah, this definitely did well and stuff. But that's just an example how being close to the capacities there is very
and we always tell
important.
people too, if you're looking for a vehicle lift, the best vehicles to utilize, wouldn't you say, are like the minivans, like the Honda Odysseys, the Toyota Sienna. The only problem is you're definitely gonna, on an inside lift, you're gonna lose the third row seating.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's important for you to put this inside, you got to do that. If it's not, and you want to do it on the outside, you can keep the third row seating. But in your experience, you've told me that you found that the vans are probably the easiest to work with, especially with these wide openings, right, for this equipment?
Yeah, and the customer said at the time this was the only one that would actually fit. It was wide enough. But yeah, this is definitely a lot more room, and this was reinforced too. The suspension was reinforced. This is a lot of weight, right? But that's one of the biggest concerns, the tongue weight of the vehicle, right? Like we get this SUV right there. A lot of people come in with these types of SUVs and they want to put a wheelchair in there or a vehicle lift, and they don't fit. They don't work well. It has to be a pretty good opening. Or one of these SUVs that has a seventh row now, those are pretty good. But yeah, we have a calculator that you tell us what wheelchair you have, you tell us what car you have, and we'll use that calculator that comes directly from the manufacturer, because they have their engineers doing all this testing. So we'll be able to tell you if it works or what you should be looking at.
All right, great. Thank you, Andre.
All right.